Hi, Mark from Four Faces. Today I'm going to show you how to synchronize a VTR's carburetors using the SyncPro from MotionPro. So I just received this, just unboxed it. Very simple to set up. Follow the instructions in the SyncPro manual, you have no problems. Because it's a twin, I've only got two cables for the two carburetors, the two vacuum tubes connected to the top of the device. All important is this synchronization component, which you have to use to synchronize onto the master carburetor of the VTR before you try and adjust the carburetors to suit. So you have to sync up the MotionPro tool first, otherwise your adjustments are going to be out. The other big thing to remember is got to make sure the machine's warmed up. So I've warmed the VTR up. I've undone the bolts for the tank. There's a 10mm bolt which goes to the tank at the back, as well as two 8mm at the front. Obviously taken the seat off. Okay, this is a simulation. So far what I've done is Honda's really actually quite well set out. So easy to remove the tank and put it upright. Just make sure you put some protection around it. Lucky this one had a carrier at the back, so I could easily secure it nicely. Got this box, so it's pressing up against there. Protection against the paint, put that on there. All good. Next thing, we have to take the airbox off. Star screwdriver, there's probably about 8 or 9 screws around the top of the airbox. Basically undo those, you pull that up. If you're wondering where the air filter is, there it is. If you need to change it, that's the step you do there. Next thing to do is, once you're inside, is undo the two velocity stacks. 2 screws on either side, star screwdriver again, remove those. Good tip, plug up the tops of the carburetors with a plastic bag or something like that, in case you got something down in there and you don't want to be scratching around and taking those things off. So take those off, easy done. Next you have to do, there's four screws, small star screws again, on each carburetor, and that actually secures the airbox onto the carburetor. Undo those 8 screws. You then got a few plugs and at least vacuum tubes that stick onto various places. Once you've undone those, and I would just get a flat screwdriver and just pop them off. There's only really this one. There's one at the back and there's one on the side. There's another 2 in front, but those will come off when you pull the airbox up. Basically pull the airbox off those, tilt it to the side, and when you tilt it to the side, you will see there's another mechanism on the bottom here with a whole lot of cables coming out of it. There's a screw at the bottom which you have to undo. It's very awkward, so just pull the whole contraption to the side, undo that star screw, and it's gone. Then it fits off quite easily, no problems. So now we've done that, the next thing I'm going to do is set up the carburetor balances to the 2 carburetors, and then we shall balance the carbs. Alright, the doctor's in the house. We've now rigged up the SyncPro system. We've just connected the 2 cables on, or the 2 vacuum tubes. The first thing you've got to do, the rear carburetor has got a rubber hose which runs from just underneath the carburetor back to the vacuum operated fuel tap. So disconnect it and then you connect it up. Just connect it up using your MotionPro Carb Balancer item they gave you. Just plug it in and then balance with both channels connected to the balancer, adjusting your screws, balance or synchronize the MotionPro sensor till both are at the same level. This now synchronizes the MotionPro, or calibrated rather. You then can disconnect it from the back cylinder, and then you connect both cylinders into the device. So now you're going to adjust the cylinders. Once you've done that, now bear in mind it's a vacuum It's a vacuum gauge, so you need to supply petrol to the cylinders, otherwise the bike's going to stop running. I discovered that. Start the bike and then adjust the synchronizing screw, which is on the left hand side here. It's very easy. Don't press up against it. Make changes, let it settle, make changes, let it settle. This bike was actually synchronized. So I don't know if you can see it. I'll start out. Drop key on. So that's all pretty good. So I don't think there's anything else I need to do with this bike. I think it's good. We're now just going to put it all back together. This bike's got a jerking problem. I think it just might be a spark plug. So I think we'll need to change that.